Hola, soy yo, Vicky. Otra vez. It's me, Vicky, again. So I'm doing this live so that you can ask me anything you like about Spanish or English, about learning Spanish or English. Also, if nobody's got any questions, then what I'm going to do is play a video about royal vocabulary in Spanish and English, because just in case there's nobody comes on with a question. And I thought it was very topical to talk about royalty today, because there's a lot of intrigue at the moment, isn't there, with whatever's happening to Kate and William or isn't happening. So that's why I decided to do the royal vocabulary video. So first of all, I just want to say quiero decir gracias a todos. I want to say thank you to everyone for subscribing, for liking, for being a member. So I'm quiero decir gracias, o quiero dar las gracias a todos que son subscribers de mi canal o que like mis videos o que miran mis videos. So muchas gracias también. Muchas personas me compran un café o son miembros de mi canal, y gracias por eso también. Okay, so now I've said that, I can take that banner off. So muchas gracias. Y también, si quieres, claro, si quieres apoyar mi canal, if you do want to support my channel, you can buy me a coffee. There's a link there in the comments, or you can become a member. Okay, so now, gosh, when was it? Just over a year ago, hace más que un año, se murió la reina de Gran Bretaña. You know, the Queen of Great Britain, she died. And Britain's never been the same since. Y parece que Gran Bretaña ahora no es el mismo como antes, ¿no? Es que echamos de menos mucho de nuestra reina. You know, Britain is just not the same. We miss our Queen a lot. It's made a big gap, I think, in British life. Se ha hecho un espacio grande en la vida británica, además con Brexit y otros problemas, so along with Brexit, etc. So, when the Queen died, cuando murió la reina, yo hice este video. I made this video about you know, about royalty, about the vocabulary of royalty. So voy a mostrar este video. I'm going to show this video. Pero si mientras tienes alguna pregunta, if in the meantime you have any question, preguntame in comentarios, ask me in comments and I'll answer, because I'm here, I'm watching, but I'm going to put this video on. So estoy aquí, estoy mirando los comentarios. Si hay alguna pregunta, puedo contestar, pero voy a poner este video con el vocabulario. Vale, a ver, nos vamos. Let's go. To make this video at this very sad time, gosh, I'm actually filling up, I can't believe it, because this week we have lost the Queen of... Yo soy, una cosa que quiero decir, yo soy republicana, you know, yo no soporto realmente la familia real, pero la reina era diferente. Tenía yo mucho respeto para la reina y, bueno, me gusta el pelo en este video. Es que ahora estoy creciendo el pelo. No sé qué hacer con el pelo. At the moment, I'm growing my hair. I'm not really quite sure what I'm going to do there. But I do like my hair in this video. Me gusta el pelo en este video. Pero bueno. Has died, unfortunately. And, you know, it's so strange. I say the Queen of England, of course, or the Queen of Great Britain. It's so strange because she was, of course, very elderly. She was 96 years old, but it still feels like a complete shock. You know, which is quite odd. Sí, la reina tenía 96 años cuando se murió. 96. Pero todavía fue un choque grande para todos. No sé exactamente por qué fue un choque grande, porque tenía muchísimos años, pero pensábamos que siempre iba a estar. You know, it was like we just thought she was always going to be there. So even though she was 96, so it shouldn't have been a shock, should it really, when she died? It was a shock.
I think maybe because she'd been around for so long, it felt like she was immortal or whatever. But of course, she did lose her husband last year, and I think that probably had a big effect on her. But yeah, so it's a very sad time. This video, este video, is going to be for both people learning English or learning Spanish. So este video es para personas que aprenden inglés o español, porque voy a hacer el vocabulario real in los dos idiomas. So I'm going to do this vocabulary in both languages, in English and Spanish. So this is a tribute to Queen Elizabeth. Anyone who knows me will know that I am actually a Republican. I don't really believe in monarchy, but I think the Queen, obviously, she's been in all of. There's not many people alive now that will even remember a time when the Queen wasn't, you know, on our TVs, and this sort of point of sameness into everything that's changing in society. And, you know, of course, there's been some, you know, Britain has taken some big knocks, some self-inflicted, such as Brexit, and so there's recessions, Brexit, COVID, the war in Ukraine, and now the Queen has started. Sometimes it feels like everything that was good about Britain isn't anymore. But we have to look to the future, see how King Charles, still can't say that without thinking of Spaniels, how King Charles gets on. Anyway, so I'm waffling as usual. Vale, voy a empezar. So, con el vocabulario real, with the royal vocabulary. So, all the words, if you like, the vocabulary in this video will be connected to the royal family. So, vamos a empezar, claro, con el más importante, o lo más importante. We're going to start with the most important word of the moment, of course, which is the Queen. Oh, and you may notice that those of you who watch my videos, and you know my little drawings are sometimes not very good. I have tried really hard this time to do drawings that are quite good, because as a mark of respect to the Queen, really. So, okay, the Queen, la reina. Yeah, and that's who we've lost, unfortunately, this week. But we can celebrate her life. I mean, I think we were lucky to have her, even me, as I say, as a Republican rather than a monarchist. I think we were lucky to have the Queen. And, you know, we'll see what happens now. But anyway, so the Queen, la reina. Yeah, and I have a little drink to the Queen. It's only coffee, unfortunately, because it's early in the morning. But here's to the Queen. Salud. Rest in peace. Descansa en paz. That's how we say that in Spanish. In English, we say rest in peace, or R.I.P. And in Spanish, we say descansa en paz, or so that be D-E-P. So, yeah, so unfortunately, la reina ha muerto. Yeah, the Queen has died. And now, in Great Britain, we, of course, have el rey, the king. We have a king now. We have el rey. It takes us quite a long time to get used to saying King Charles, apart from the fact it always sounds like a spaniel, but just because he's been Prince Charles for my whole lifetime, which is a long time, and probably for most of you watching, he's been Prince Charles for your lifetime as well. There won't be many people that will remember him any different. So maybe he's always been that since he was born. I'm not quite sure about the protocol of all that. So El Rey Carlos III, King Charles III. What do you think? Do you think he'll be a good king? I mean, obviously, it's muy difícil para él. It's very difficult for him, apart from losing his mother, to, you know, step into the shoes of the Queen, who was such a popular figure. So we'll see. So the jury's out. We'll see how it gets on. Okay, so yeah, now we have a king. So we would say, Viva el Rey, long live the king. That's what we say in English, long live the king. You know, the Queen has died, la reina ha muerto, long live the king, viva el rey. Queen has died, long live the king. Okay, and what Charles was before and what he is now made William, the Prince of Wales. El Príncipe. El Príncipe is the prince. Now, you may notice that my little school here in San Miguel de Salinas is called El Príncipe, the Prince. And this was because if you want to know the full story of how I started teaching Spanish, you can buy my book on Amazon, Confessions of a Spanish Teacher, which is available either here or on Amazon. And that tells the story of how my little school became known as El Príncipe, because before I started teaching from home, I was teaching in a little locale, you know, in a unit that was in a place called Pueblo Príncipe, which means Princetown. So when I created my little academy there, I called it El Príncipe, the Prince. And the female version is the princess in English, and in Spanish, la princesa. La princesa. So we've got el príncipe y la princesa. And when we have the coronation, we will be using or placing on Rey Carlos's head the crown. La corona. So the crown is la corona. And that is a crown as well when you come to talk about teeth or any sort of crown. So the crown, la corona. And he will be sitting on the throne, el trono. The throne, el trono. And we hope he will have a long reign, though it would be impossible to for him to have the reign that Elizabeth has had. So the reign, el reino. Yes, Charles is already 73 years old, so he's not going to make it to a 70-year reign, because he would be 143. Which of course the Queen did make it to over 70 years. So yeah, but you know, he comes from a family that's been blessed with longevity. So let's hope that he hangs around for a while, yeah. So, and his reign will in Spanish is el reino. And yes, sooner or later we will be having a coronation. The coronation of the king, la coronación del rey. And just a little note that any word, notice it's feminine, though it doesn't end in an A, but actually any word in Spanish that ends in ION, coronación, estación, selección, they're always feminine. So that's a little, one little helping rule, hopefully. So the coronation, la coronación. And already Prince Charles will be moving to the palace, el Palacio de Buckingham. Buckingham Palace, that's where...
I have to say, I'm very impressed with my drawings in this. I really was trying really hard with the little pictures for the Queen. So estoy muy impresionada con los dibujos que he hecho para este video. Son muy buenos. Bueno, digo yo. Déjame saber en comentario. Let me know what you think in comments. I think they're really good. Pienso yo que son muy buenos.
That will be his official residence now, whether he likes it or not. That's where he's got to go and live. I'm sure it's very nice, but of course he lived in Clarence House before. Anyway, they have lots of houses, so he won't have to spend every minute in there.
I don't think he did move to Buckingham, but I don't think anyone is in Buckingham Palace at the moment. So el Palacio de Buckingham ahora está vacío, creo. So, ¿por qué no ponen algunos inmigrantes ahí? Perhaps they could put some immigrants in there. Sorry, just a joke. Una broma, una broma.
And the monarchy in general, how we say the monarchy, notice it's with a Q, because in Spanish, QU is a K sound. So in English, it's the monarchy. I think the biggest problem for people who are learning English will be the spelling of that word, the monarchy. So the monarchy or la monarquía. And just the word royal in general is real. So it's spelt like real, but it's pronounced real. In English, it's royal. And of course, Real Madrid is Royal Madrid. It can also mean real as well, but I think we can think of it as royal. So, royal, real. And the last bit of vocabulary, which of course is where the Queen actually died, bless her, in Balmoral, but I think it was her favourite place. So, yeah, she was blessed really to pass away quietly and without pain, hopefully, in the castle, Balmoral Castle, El Castillo de Balmoral, in Scotland, of course, very beautiful place. So the castle, El Castillo. Okay, I'm going to go through those all again in a moment. Just let me know what you think about how has it affected you. I think all of us have been affected, whether we thought we would be or not, because it's just like something else, you know, that it was such a stable thing in our lives, you know. It's a strange feeling because it's like just someone who's always been there. Obviously not there in your life, literally, but always on the TV. Then there'd be a comforting word during COVID. And my enduring memory of the Queen will always be her little, just sat alone during Philip's funeral because of the COVID restrictions. And it was such a poignant photo. And that's the thing about the Queen, whether you believe in the monarchy or not, she did always try to do the right thing. And that's why I get so angry about Boris Johnson and the Partygate and, you know, all that going on, whereas the Queen, who really, she was a person who's probably the most important person in Britain, who could, you know, perhaps if one of her children would have come over and give her a cuddle, I don't think any of us would have thought, oh, that's terrible. And not only her, but it represented everyone all over the world, but especially in Britain, because Boris Johnson was the Prime Minister of Britain, trying to do the right thing, you know, during COVID. And, you know, I know many people who lost people during COVID and couldn't even go and see them. etc. And in the meantime, all those parties were going on. And I think that is why I feel so angry towards Boris Johnson, or one of the many reasons. And one thing I'm very grateful for, I'm sorry to be political, but I feel so strongly about it. I'm so grateful that he wasn't still Prime Minister to deliver these eulogies, etc. Not that I'm a lover of Liz Truss, but at least she's a serious politician. It just would have been awful to have to sit and listen to him saying things after he actually did lie to her, and also was partying while she sat alone at her husband's funeral. So there you go, that's my thing. So that's one. And we think in this house, we think that maybe she hung on just long enough to see the back of him and to swear in the new, to invite the new Prime Minister, because I don't know what she thought of him. Maybe she liked him, but we don't know. We'll never know. But to me, that's how it felt. Thank God he's gone now. I can rest in peace. Okay, so let's go back over our royal vocabulary, vocabulario real, and the Queen, la reina. The Queen has died. La reina ha muerto. We now have el rey, the king, el rey Carlos III. Long live the king. Viva el rey. More vocabulary. The prince, and the name of my little school, el príncipe. The princess, la princesa. The crown, la corona. And the throne, el trono. The reign, of which Queen Elizabeth, la reina, what do they call her, Elizabeth? No, there'll be a Spanish name, won't they? And I got Lilibet, because something I found out recently that I didn't know was that the King of Spain, Felipe, she is actually his aunt, so he calls her Aunt Lilibet. So anyway, so the reign. Hopefully Charles will have a long reign as well. El reino. So un reino largo deseamos para
Gosh, it's so strange watching this, because of course we didn't know then. Charles now, he has of course got cancer. Hopefully he'll recover from the cancer. He'll be receiving the best treatment that he could have. But we didn't know, you know, obviously that within, so it's only been just over a year since the Queen died. Charles has waited so many years to be king, hasn't he? He's waited forever to be king. And now he's finally been made king, and now he's got cancer. It's ironic, isn't it, really? Is it a bit of karma? Because, you know, he's not a nice person, Charles, anyway, in my opinion. So, and not that I would wish cancer on anyone, believe me, I hope that Charles does recover, I really do. I would, you know, all of the royals on a human level, I don't have anything against them, you know, it's just that I don't agree with monarchy. And of course, now so many problems with William and Kate, and then Harry and Meghan, and, you know, it's Andrew, you know, it's been one thing after another. So, you know, I was talking earlier on my other channel about Annus Horribilis, or Horribilis, or whatever it was, you know, that the Queen talked about in 1992. If she was still here, I think she would call this that year as well. Anyway, we'll finish off this video, and then we'll have a little chat.
Charles. Okay, número 8, the coronation, la coronación. And he will be living in the palace, el palacio. And let me know, do you believe in the monarchy, la monarquía, or are you a Republican, a bit like me? The monarchy, la monarquía, or do you like the monarchy? What do you think are the good things about having a monarchy, and the bad things? There's something I think I've really realised as well since the Queen died. I mean, the respect she was held in all over the world. I think, you know, this is a massive thing for Britain. We've lost a massive presence in the world, diminished Britain even more than Johnson did, and our reputation, unfortunately, isn't going to get any better soon. So we'll see. Hopefully, Prince Charles, hopefully King Charles can do something about that. Hopefully, we'll get a change of government, and we'll see. But yeah, what with Brexit, etc., I do feel our position in the world at the moment is not good, and this hasn't helped. But it has shown just what reverence the Queen was held in all over the world. Okay, and royal is real. And last but not least, the castle, el castillo. The castle in English, if you're learning English, el castillo. Okay, so yeah, let me know your thoughts. I'm always interested to hear what people think about things like political things. You know, if we have opposite views, we don't have to fall out. I think that's something that has happened as well recently. It started with Brexit, really, didn't it? These polarised views, and nobody seemed to be able to find a middle ground. And you know, I'm always interested to hear opposite views, because I like to try and understand why people feel that way, and you know, and I like to try and explain my views, and maybe somebody might change my mind, or maybe they won't change my mind, but they'll make me think about it more. You know, debate is important. Debate without falling out. And I think that's lacking in British society now. It's either black or white. Not many things are black or white. It's nearly everything is probably a grey area. Anyway, once again, I'm waffling. So this video really was just to pay my respects to Queen Elizabeth, as we still can't really quite believe. You feel like you've lost someone you knew, even though, of course, I've never met her. But so this is to pay my respects to her. So I hope you're all okay. Let me know what you think of everything. And as always, como siempre, I will see you very soon in the next video. Te veo muy pronto en el próximo video. And
Oh, so that's it for that video. So I hope you've learned something from that, some vocabulary. Now, what I want to do, no one's asking me any questions. If you want to ask me a question, ask me a question. Preguntame algo si quieres, pero si no, voy a enseñar. If you do want to learn Spanish with me, these are, well, there are different ways you can learn Spanish with me. You can do Zoom classes or classes here at the centre if you live close by. But of course, you can get my books on Amazon, Break the Language Barrier Levels 1 to 5. I also have these little, Duolingo books. Ignore these books. I don't know what this is. These are my books. Let me just find the Break the Language Barrier. Sometimes it comes up with some funny things on Amazon. Now, you can buy them on any Amazon site. So it doesn't matter if you're in Spain, if you're in the UK, wherever you are, all over the world. Here they are. These are the books. So you've got level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and level, oh my God, they've actually put them all in a row. That's brilliant, because sometimes they don't seem to be all together. I thank you to everyone who's brought a book so far. If you have time, please go on and leave me a review. I've got some good reviews on there, and I'm very happy with that. Thank you so much. And if you have, I haven't got any reviews on my level 5 so far. I must remember to try and get people to put reviews on that. So, yeah, thank you so much. What else did I want to tell you before I finish? Oh, yeah, just wanted to show you my channel. well, I don't need to show you, but the thing is, there are lots of different videos. Hay muchos videos en mi canal. So no solo este video, no solo and all those books that are on Amazon. There's a YouTube video as well that goes with all the exercises, so you can listen, you can practice pronunciation, you can follow the book using the YouTube channel and using the book. The answers are in the back. It's very well, so people tell me, it's very well explained, so you can follow it as you go along. Let me just show you my channel. So my channel is Learn. A lot of you may be already subscribed. If you're not already subscribed, please think about subscribing, because it is completely free to subscribe. Hang on, let me find it. Here is my channel, so let me put it up and show it. So aquí es mi canal. Aquí puedes aprender inglés o español. Oh, hay un poco de fútbol ahí también. There's a little bit of football there with Pep Guardiola. Hay noticias de España, pero también muchos videos como how to get your hair cut in Spain, the level 5, but there are playlists. So the thing is, the playlists are important. If you go into the playlists, so we've got English culture for those that are learning English, modal verbs, vocabulary. But then for those that are learning Spanish, you've got top tips to learn Spanish, Spanish idioms, a little bit of politics, present tense. There's a playlist for all English conversation, Spanish conversation, ser and estar, reflexive verbs. There's some listening podcasts. So there's lots of things, really. If you want to learn Spanish, and these are free. I mean, literally free. So you just go, it's a bit on Spanish history, etc. So anything, there are lots of other videos on there. And if you really want to support my channel, you can become a member. And becoming a member really helps me out. It's I think it's €3.99 a month, €3.99 a month. Or you can buy me a coffee. And that just helps support my channel, keep it going. If you find it useful, you might want to do that. But a free way to support my channel is to subscribe or press the like button. And even just viewing the videos is a support, for my channel. So thank you to everybody over the couple of years that have subscribed. So I've got quite a lot of subscribers now. Anyway, sorry, I always start waffling at the end of a video. So thank you very much for watching. And thank you, mucha suerte con tu inglés or tu español. So I'm wishing you a lot of luck with your English or your Spanish, whichever one you're learning. And como siempre, te veo muy pronto en el próximo video. So as always, I'll see you very soon in the next video. Y hasta entonces, que tu Dios vaya contigo. And until then, may your God go with you. Gracias y adiós.